Well, we're here on the R.G. Haley site, one of 12 sites in the Bellingham Bay cleanup. This site here was used for wood processing. So a lot of the contamination cleanup that we have was from the chemicals that were used in the wood treatment process. Together, they'll have a cleaned up portion of the waterfront and a new waterfront park for the community.
I grew up in Bellingham and there was very little shoreline that was even accessible or able to be viewed by the public. And so this returns a huge part of the city of Bellingham to the public to be able to enjoy for themselves, but also just appreciate that we live on a marine environment, that we live near an ocean, and part of our values and our responsibility is to steward that environment. And sometimes we can forget that if we don't have the ability to get close to the marine waters. So the park, when it's finished, will be on top of the cleaned up R.G. Haley and Cornwall sites. And it'll be a wonderful park that will have access to the ocean. If you are familiar with Boulevard Park, it'll be approximately 3 times the size of Boulevard Park. And it'll have features that are both for the public amenities like trails and parking areas and restrooms, but it'll also have some habitat elements that'll be really important. So there is eelgrass beds that are in the ocean just offshore, and part of the project is to protect and restore those eelgrass beds.
What I love about eelgrass restoration is just the potential for helping other species in the marine food web. Eelgrass serves as a nursery for juvenile fish and invertebrates and lots of other small creatures that form the base of the food web that support salmon and ultimately, eventually, our resident orcas as well.
And so we have made sure that the topography below the water is helpful for migrating fish. And then we also have plants that are going to be planted along the shoreline that are native, that help with other habitat elements such as forage fish spawning.
The Model Toxics Control Act, on each of the steps that is carried out for this site and all the other sites in Washington State, it takes time to make sure that we know where the contamination is, and we want to make sure that that's thorough. The goal is it's permanent to the maximum extent practicable. That's legal language, but it just says we want to do it right and do it right the first time.
I mean, the beach is a part of my life and my family's life, and I think that we all deserve to have a place where we can go and enjoy the natural environment and know that that environment is healthy. I think that's the biggest thing is making this area something that's untouchable into something that people can interact with and appreciate the natural habitats that.
So we encourage folks to review our legal agreement that's available until March 12th. Folks can visit our Ecology webpage where you can review the document as well as get a link to our online comment form. And we're excited for this. This is the last comment period before the cleanup of this site. So this is your one last opportunity to take a look at that and review that final document.